Alright, so a little non-engine related update. I got my shock from Ram. So I had this shock custom made for this bike, but at 400 millimeters in length instead, because I wanted to raise the whole thing up a bit. As you can see, I'm probably going to be extending the center stand by about 1.5 inches, because that's about how thick that piece of wood is. I'll also be extending the side stand a fair bit, although it does work right now. Oddly enough, I asked for this shock to be specifically 400 millimeters. They gave me one that was 403. Odd. And that actually caused issues with the drive shaft angle, because I specifically went for 400 because that is an angle that it wouldn't lock up. So I went into here, and luckily there was some adjustment to be made, so I brought it down to like 396 or something like that, just to go on the safe side, and I could. It's a pretty nice shock. I like it. It looks like it was actually like made on a machine by hand, which is kind of cool. This little adjuster knob up here feels pretty nice. Since I'm going to a K100 motor, I decided I would go back to my other radiator. This is a radiator I bought earlier. It's a 3-row, as you can see. I got this on eBay for like $114. I had an issue with this leaking around here because there was no chamfer for the O-ring to really seat into, so it just kind of squeezed out. So what I did was I went in there with a reaming tool, basically, and just went around this housing on the inside quite a few times, and I put a chamfer in it. And then I put an O-ring for my O-ring kit in there, and it seems like it's in there pretty good now, so I don't think it's going to leak anymore. I also just like this radiator more than the other one that I had. All the mounts are stiffer. These mounts right here are way stiffer and actually are the right kind. They're not like the U-shaped L under the bottom. I don't have the radiator out here right now, but yeah, I think this one is going to be better. More cooling, because bigger engine, obviously. But also, it's just way more solid and everything, too. And the fan mounts on the other one as well were actually these bottom mounts here were in the wrong place by a little bit, which put the upper mount for the fan in a weird place. And that ended up colliding into the airbox a bit. Not that that's going to matter anymore because the airbox is going away. Let's see what else. I'm hoping my rear wheel will be done and come back from Woody's sometime soon. Hoping my engine is going to start heading my way from Ohio. Supposedly, the guy I bought it from, a little bit of a fire under the shipping company, and they said that they've intercepted it and that they're going to be sending it back this way now, so fingers crossed for that one. Another thing I'm going to be doing, I guess, was, little things. I was riding, apparently one of the bolts in my rear master cylinder came out, which just as well, I guess, because it's leaking and I need to take it out, so I'll just replace the bolts with something that's probably stainless for my kit. I also bought a rebuild kit for it. Oddly enough, there's no liquid coming out of it right now, but it does leak. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I've got a custom rear brake rotor with 100 teeth cut on it. This was a test that I did on my mill. It did not work very well. This thing is hard as shit, and it just moved around too much to cut properly on my rotary table, so I'm gonna have that hopefully in a few weeks. It's just gonna get laser cut, so it'll be perfect, hoping. I think that shock actually looks pretty good. I like it. It looks, I don't know, I like it. It looks good. Let's see. What else do I feel like doing? I want to put a panel in here on the sides, maybe something like, I saw some panels that some Italian guy made on Etsy that looks pretty snazzy. I might put those in there. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So thanks for following along, everyone who is, and hopefully my engine will come soon. There's my old engine right there, the block. Also, consequently, I have a lot of parts now for an engine that are still perfectly fine. So if anyone needs parts for a K100 engine, like basically anything aside from some of the few things I'm going to be using, like the coolant neck, some parts of the throttle bodies, I think. But like if someone wants the crank or pistons or bearings even, they're basically brand new. I just put them in. They've got like 200 miles on them. I don't think any of that stuff is damaged from the incident, but regardless, like, I just like to get rid of it. Good price. It's like anything with the old engine. If you want it, let me know. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Thanks for tuning in.